Hi there, welcome to our video tutorial on how to set up a room in your Lambslist account. Once you've set up a service, to set up a room you'll need to mouse over Setup and select the Rooms tab. This will bring up the room configuration screen. To create a room you'll need to select the Add Room button, which will open up a new room screen. On the left hand side under Configuration Setup you'll give the room a name. You'll determine the capacity as well as the capacity warning level and if you want the room to close once it hits its capacity. You'll also assign a number for the room to show up in drop-down menus. This will determine the order that rooms are displayed in those drop-down menus. The default printer option is going to be for those using tablets or smartphones to check children in. If you'd like, you can select a printer and the system will actually print the labels to that location for every child checking into a specific classroom. The status field is going to allow you to either make a room visible or also invisible should you choose to. Now, a reason why you may want to have a room invisible would be if you created a room for, say, VBS. You may not want to have that room available until the next year when VBS comes around again. So you could make that invisible, and then as VBS approaches you could make it visible again. Within a classroom you're also able to determine the type of label as well as the number of labels that will print when a child is checked in. You'll notice here at the bottom that there's two types of labels. You've got your child label and your parent label. Both are activated for this classroom, so both will print when they check in. And then also you'll notice the number of labels that we have set up to print for these for the child and the parent label is going to be 1. You can have up to 4 for each of those labels as the child checks in. Moving up to the top right hand side, the Promotion Smart Room Setup section. This is going to be an area that is going to determine who is eligible for a classroom and how the children will be promoted. For example, if we were to create a 3-year-old classroom, we would set the minimum years at 3 and the maximum years at 3. And what this means is that a child 3 years of age will be able to fit into this classroom. Once they hit their 4th birthday, they will be promoted to the next class. You can also set this up with month-based age, as well as if you wanted to set it up as a grade-based option, you could do the same thing, selecting the say for first graders you would put in grade 1 to grade 1, and then when you promote the children using the promotion option feature, you would be able to then have that child move up to the 2nd grade. There's also a third option for promotion, and that's what we call the development-based class. Now with the development-based class, this is typically going to be used in the younger classes with kids that maybe are in like a nursery setting. You may have 2 rooms, one set up as a walkers and one set up as a crawlers. You don't want those children that are crawling to move on to the next class until they actually have developed to the point where they can walk. So that's a development-based class. Now within the development-based class you would need to activate the what's called the dev lock within each child's account that's going to be in a develop later when we're looking at setting up the families and registration. Once you've determined the promotion and smart room setup, we'll move down to the select services. This is actually the last part of setting up a room, and you can either decide to select all the services or you can pick and choose a couple that classroom is going to be eligible for. Now you do need to have a service selected if you want that room or a child to be able to check into that room during the service. So for this situation we'll just choose Sunday, and then once you've selected your service you'll move down and you'll select Save. This concludes our video tutorial on how to set up a room.